Hey everyone, it's Paul here, and today we're playing Lord of the Rings Conquest. Now in this game, it contains a wide variety of pretty much everything you would want in a Lord of the Rings game, and this game was pretty much perfect for a Lord of the Rings game for me at the time. Now, this game had 4 different classes for both races, good and evil, and you could also play as heroes, as you can see on the screen here, playing as Aragorn. Sadly, last year, though, in 2013, the servers were shut down for Lord of the Rings Conquest due to Pandemic Studios being shut down, which was a great loss because a lot of the servers on many games went down, which was very sad, but this game was superb, and it's sad to see the servers go on it. The multiplayer would be thriving, I could tell, if it was still. There not just being the multiplayer and of course a campaign on this game, there was also instant action, which was also featured in Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. This enabled you to play through any map that you wanted in the game on either Team Deathmatch or Conquest game mode, which was amazing, and you could choose which side you wish to be on. In my opinion, this is the best Lord of the Rings game made so far to date. The first and second and third Lord of the Rings games, which were Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox and PC, they're all fantastic games. I do really enjoy them. I still play them sometimes now, but I think that this had a greater potential than those games. But ever since Pandemic went out of business in 2009, late 2009 actually, in November, EA actually shut them down, and only a few of them were actually employed from the actual studio of Pandemic. But ever since then, it's been a whole variation of different companies which have been making the games, and not Electronic Arts are publishing the Lord of the Rings games anymore. It's actually Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. There are also many other games that have been made since Lord of the Rings Conquest, such as Lord of the Rings Aragorn's Quest, Lord of the Rings War in the North, and also, of course, Lego Lord of the Rings. Now, there have been a lot of others, but those are mainly based on the Lord of the Rings Online game, which is actually free to play if you guys want to download it. It is, of course, found somewhere on Steam. But wanted to say that with the new Middle-earth game, Shadow of Mordor, coming out later this year, what are our hopes going to be for that game? With the expectations being very high for how they've put this game to me. This game is pretty much what I'm thinking this new one will be like, but this is an MMO game which is going to be released for Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and of course for the PC. And not sure for anybody with Macs or anything like that, but it's going to be released for Windows computers so far. So the main reason why I'm sort of making this video here is to just prove a point that no matter how old the game is, it's a fantastic game. It has a massive variety of things, and to see such a massive thing sort of shut down, and such a massive studio shut down, such as Pandemic, from making games such as this, it is absolutely mind-blowing on how the gaming industry is going right now. Because when you think of it, when you're making games like this and making Star Wars Battlefront, you'd think, how can you go wrong? And literally, they done nothing wrong. EA bought them out and then closed them down, which was pretty sad, and they shouldn't have really done that, because we were deprived of pretty much Star Wars Battlefront 3, which is now being made by EA and DICE. Of course, EA, because obviously they had the rights to Star Wars games after that. And with the different things that you have for each class, for the Archer, for example, where you have the 3-burst arrow, you have the fire shot, and you have the poison shot, I would call it. And pretty much the poison shot is just damage over time if you're standing in that area, so that's a really good thing to try and get off at people. And to be honest, the other two are kind of self-explanatory, really. As well as the mage having heal, a blast which knocks everybody in the surrounding area down and deals a lot of damage, and also a fire blast, which is also relatable to the ranged champion. And as well as that, with the blocking style on the mages, they actually bring up a domular shield, which actually blocks any incoming projectiles, so that's pretty amazing. A great way to block enemy shots. There is also the warrior, where you can press LB or L1 for example, which lets you activate your fire sword, let's call it, and you can slide along the floor, knock people up, and you have pretty much a burst of energy which enables you to kill enemies a lot faster with your sword, and that is very powerful if you have it at maximum charge and you go into a group of enemies. Of course there is the scout here, and to be honest, the scout is spectacular on this game. He can go invisible, out of invisible, he has very different movements with the attacks. He can kick, he can punch, he can just do all sorts of things, and to be honest, with the assassinations in this game, you can even assassinate the heroes, such as you see in the beginning of the video, where I was playing as Aragon, and also where I was playing as the Witch King, and pretty much where you can play as them, you can still get insta-killed by the scouts, so it's not just a like, oh, I'm the hero, I'm going to own everything. You've still got to be on the lookout for the scout because it's going to kill you. So if you think you're safe, you're probably not. So onto the heroes now. The heroes are something really good in this game. You can play as all the heroes such as Gimli, Legolas, as I just named, Aragon, and the Witch King, and also Gandalf. There's a number of different amount of all different enemies that you can play as, and it's really good to see them implemented into the battles because it just adds a bit more into that strategic fight of not making sure you don't die or making sure the other person don't, or the team doesn't die, so then of course you're going to stay alive for longer, your team are going to be better for longer. But due to the multiplayer going on this game, it was a real shame to see that go, as it would be thriving still today with how amazing and just how many different things you can do on the multiplayer. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been my first video in a while now, so I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you have, then please be sure to drop it a like and also a comment. That is very much appreciated. If we can hit maybe 20 to 30 likes, that would be amazing, and it'd be awesome. But what are you guys' expectations for the next Lord of the Rings game, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor? If you want to see some gameplay, there will be a link in the description to the trailer of it and 5 minutes footage of it as well. So, in my opinion, it looks very good. I can't wait to play it, but I'm not sure if it's going to be my sort of game at the moment. I prefer games like this, so it could be a change. I'll have to wait and see. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, have a great day, have a great tomorrow, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.